what's up everyone? Today you're watching the first episode of Love for Horror TV. My name is 𝙻𝚘𝚟𝚎, and today we have a special guest and true friend of mine, Gabby Laura.
Hi everyone, you can call me Gabby. Oh, and no, I was gonna sound like just Gabby. So I am a former alum of William Patterson University. I actually had a film blog. Nobody knows that. I had a film blog a few years ago. I love film, especially horror. So I'm very excited for this conversation. Let's get into it.
Today we're going to actually talk about the film Get Out, which was released back in 2017 with, I forgot his name. I should be prepared.
Jordan Peele.
He's also known for that little comedy skit and stuff like that. And I think the main character is the guy from Black Panther. I forgot his name, but it's okay. So Get Out, if you have not seen it. By the way, spoiler alert, we're going to talk a lot about the movie.
Yeah.
So if you have not watched it, sorry. So
stop the video right now, go watch it, and then come back.
Here. So this movie is basically about Chris, who is a black boyfriend, and Rose, his white girlfriend. They go visit Rose's family for the weekend, and Chris is, as a black man, he's kind of worried that Rose's parents are not going to accept him because he's black. But at first, okay, I'm accepted, cool, the family good, we chill.
Few microaggressions here, microaggressions there, but they're cool. That's the beginning of the film, basically.
And then afterwards, they're like, I see some black servants, and these white people are low-key kind of crazy. I think our weekend getaway gotta make it short. And from there on, you just see some actual real shit that be happening that gives me that anxiety, just shit, okay? So, of course, this is my first time watching it, but I want to ask, how was your first impression when you watched it?
So, it came out 2017. Peele was just in the verge of, getting really big into the film industry. I mean, he did Key and Peele. I think he was a producer or a writer for a while anyways.
Yeah, he was.
So, you could tell with the film because it's the script was, great.
Yeah.
I mean, looking back, that was the first big film for him, and years later he has the movie Us. Mm-hmm. Very great horror films. Horror films that tie into real life shit. So very interesting. But when I first watched it in 2017, I'm not gonna hold you, I was pretty scared because they advertised it as a very scary horror film. The trailer was oh wow, this is gonna be legit horror but combining racism with horror. So I'm but then watching the film, it was my jaw dropped the whole time because I'm just I've seen this happen to a lot of my black friends, or my black friends have told me stories, and I'm just oh! Mm-hmm. And it's wow, the way that he turned it into a horror film. But it's people think it's an exaggerated version of racism. It's not.
Nah, it's literally
it's very real. Yeah. This is, I mean, the gory parts is pretty excessive, but
it's just a very small portion of the whole.
It's very small portion of the movie, but a lot of the movie is whoa, this is very real. Mm-hmm. So,
same thing. I actually watched this last night, literally, and the same thing. It just reflects on so much shit that happens today. That I personally haven't experienced it yet, but I do know a lot of my black friends that have told me or have heard in the news. If you haven't watched the movie, the first scene is literally a black guy named Andre who is walking in the suburbs, and he's keep going straight, don't do nothing stupid, and you avoid.
Ain't nothing more scarier than the suburbs. I don't care what nobody says. Ever since I live kind of in the border of the suburbs, rural and urban area right now. But so I've seen both sides. But even in high school, me and my other friends, Spanish, black, we've always said it. We've always cracked jokes oh, don't walk at night in the suburbs. You never know if a murderer is gonna come out or somebody with a chainsaw. So it was always the underlying joke. So when they put it in the movie, I was oh my god, this is creepy, because we used to talk about how creepy it is to walk at night in the suburbs.
Yeah, even me, I was oh my god, I hope nothing happens and something does happen. And I think during even now today, people wanna they always oh, the black culture is this, I like it, the braids, this and that. I'm but it's not yours to extract, it's not something,
absorb.
Yeah,
it's not yours to take.
Yeah, so when Chris meets the Rose's parents friends when they had that whole little event, they're like, oh, I know Tiger Woods, you're so strong, this and that. Or like, if I could, I would have voted for Obama for the third time. And that's such a common shit that
I've heard that. I've
multiple
heard that
times
from white people, white older people, like middle aged around that time. Even I remember in high school, was it high school? No, Obama won. What year was it? It was like 2014.
Well, I was in high school when shit, was it? Damn, I'm old as hell.
I'm trying to remember. I forgot if it was high school or like the beginning of college for me, but I just remember like when Obama won, it was a lot of microaggressions with that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of white people were like, "Oh, you know, I voted for Obama."
It's like
I had a professor that was like, "Oh, you guys know I voted for Obama." And we were all just like,
okay, good to know.
"Thank you for letting us know," but
it was just like little shit like that gives you like the creeps of like. Really, and it's like that's the thing what I like about it is there's no like mainstream, like there's no serial killer, there's no demons, there's like it's the horror of what
there's
really
no like in the camera like scare
no.
like that. It's mainly just that, you know what, when you watch a horror movie with a lot of gore, a lot of pop outs, like I forgot there's a name for that one, like they like pop out in the screen like scares, you know, those jump scares, you feel it in your chest, like you're short of breath. This movie, the whole time, I felt it in my gut. I felt the fear in my gut. Like, the whole time, like that heavy feeling, like, it's, like, really weird, creepy. You feel like you can't trust nobody throughout the movie.
No, yeah.
It was more in the gut. It wasn't, like, I was short of breath. It was, like, slowly getting to, and then in the end, it's, like, boom, everything happens, and it's, like, ah.
Yeah, like for me, I was just like, I just want this movie to end because like I'm over it.
I'm not gonna hold you throughout the movie. I was like, oh my god, I don't know if I could continue seeing it. So I can only imagine, you know, like black people in the country that were watching it or around the world, and they were just like that gut feeling, like heavy. And man,
like
what's gonna happen next?
That twist at the end where like I think Chris finally figures out like the family is crazy. When you see Rose's pictures of every black dude and woman she dated, I was like, no. Oh, and one thing I just remembered, I think Chris's friend, I forgot, Rod or Red, I forgot, he goes to the police station and tells him like, hey, my boy Chris, I think he's getting hypnotized and being, you know, taken in captive for a sex slave. And then the black cops act like just like, oh, it's like, oh, they're laughing and they like whatever, they don't really care too much about it. I'm like, what? Even like their own like people, the black community, you think like, oh, white towards black, but no, it's black and black. Like, bro, I'm dead serious. Like, my friend's in captivity and I think he's gonna die soon, and you guys think it's a joke.
Yeah,
it's just like a little twist of like the white and black stereotypes and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think there was also a lot of stereotypes there, for sure.
No, yeah, a lot, because you would see like there was one like I said before, like, oh my god, touching his muscles and everything, because you always think, because sadly black people in the community, like, they always have some type of stereotype, like the thug, the, you know, like
they're athletic, they're all athletes,
yep,
all that stuff. I think, you know, we gotta really pay attention to that scene when they were like touching his arm and stuff, about how the black community often gets over sexualized.
Yeah, that
because of the athletics, because of their build, because of like, this has happened for centuries. I mean,
and there was a scene where they're like, oh, is it better?
The over sexualization. Yeah. Listen, Peele is so good. Like, he's a freaking genius. Because like now it's all coming back to me, and I also realize that the black community is always often over sexualized. Yeah,
and like, even though I watched this like
it's traumatizing.
4 years later, it's sad because it still happens today.
Definitely.
And like, it's just wow. Like, they should still keep going. And like, the movie was known as like one of the most woke films. I'm like, it's not. Well, it's, I guess you can say that, but it's not really woke when it's like it happens. It's just you're too like ignorant to actually understand it and learn it.
And I'm pretty sure there's people that watch the movie that still aren't like really understanding it. But I would say, like, for anybody that's still confused as to like what happened, if like if you're white, even some Latinos in the community, they don't understand the struggles of a black person in this country. But I would say, like, you gotta really pay attention to the dialogue.
Yeah.
I'm big on scripts. Like, when I did my film blog, I always talked about how the script looked and how the script was written and how. And Peele did a really good job with that. He did it with the conversations that, you know, Chris, the character, would have with like the parents and then the other people that he met. Yeah, he was genius with that, and he involves every different aspect, the microaggressions, the underlying racism. You know, we don't really see, but it still makes us feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just, wow. Like, honestly, it's a lot, to be honest. And I'm happy that Jordan Peele is having a come up with all his films, especially Us, which one day we'll talk about later.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But it's just, it does just show, like, give awareness to what's going on, not only, like, racially and everything.
And
but,
it
like,
sucks because when you think about it, people aren't really going to pay attention until it has to do with entertainment.
That's very true.
Sucks.
Because not a lot of people, that
a whole horror movie had to come out in order for people to be like, oh my, and actually, like, have conversations.
Yeah, so sadly, it is what it is, and hopefully one day, like, things will change up a bit and people will gain a different perspective and actually educate themselves on what's really going on. So,
yeah, definitely.
All right, so now that we did a whole little discussion, we're gonna do a little fun session, which is called Do You Want to Play a Game? And yes, it's a jigsaw puzzle reference. I know it's corny, but I thought it was really cute.
Do you want to play a game? Let's do it.
Yes. All right, so let's see how well you know the movie. Mind you, she watched it a while ago. I watched it recently, so it's fresh out of the noggin. Okay.
Let's see if it's fresh in the noggin.
Okay. All right. So in the movie, what was Chris looking for when he figured out that Rose's family was crazy?
What was Chris looking for?
Yeah, like he was like yelling at Rose, like, "Where is it? Where is it?"
His phone.
You sure?
Ah.
He's trying to get out. What does he need to get out?
His phone.
His phone.
His keys.
Is that your last answer?
His car. Did he drive? Was it Rose that drove? I think Rose drove.
Okay.
I think Rose drove them.
What's your final?
He was looking at his ID. Damn. Isn't his phone?
It's his keys, sis. He
His
needs
keys?
his keys.
Oh, I thought I could have sworn it was his phone.
No, his keys.
Because it kept dying.
That is a good guess, but no, he wanted to get the fuck out. And
he was ready to get out.
He was
really,
really, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he needs to get the fuck out. Okay. Second one. Who were the main servants under Rose's family? You could, like, either if you have the name or at least how they look like.
I forgot their names. Spoiler alert. It was the grandparents that were in the two bodies. They were the two servants of the house.
Yeah.
The housemaid and then the guy that worked in the fields and stuff.
So I'm gonna take it is because you got it right.
Yeah. What was the names again?
It was Georgina and Walter.
Georgina and Walter. Okay.
They were crazy. Like the wigs and the hat with the little shit.
Ooh. They got that right. Because let me tell you something. White person try to take a black body, they gonna.
That's it. That's like the letters, like the little Thanos.
That's exactly how they'll act. Like very like.
Hi. It's so weird. Like so like robotic.
Very robotic. That's
it's like I don't know. It's just awkward to me.
Yeah.
All right. So who bought Chris in the auction? There was an auction where they were trying to with the bingo.
Oh, I forgot the name, but it was a blind guy.
Yeah, it was the photographer. You're right.
It was the photographer.
I really thought that he was gonna be like a little like helper, like he was gonna help out, but damn, it was just like any other white guy in the movie.
Yeah, no,
like,
you can't even trust the ones that are kind of cool.
Even the blind one, they can't.
Not even the blind one, man. Not even the blind one.
Okay, so what triggers the brainwashed servants? Like that one scene where he's passed out. Flash. I still don't understand like how that.
I think they referenced it very like quickly in the movie, but I think they explained it. I forgot when, but if they didn't, but yeah, I was wondering like why the Flash.
I don't know. Look, honestly,
because I think it had something to do with the brain.
Yeah.
Like it just like paused, or they were like.
Low-key, that little tea thing where they kind of like start their hypnotism got me trumped. I was like, do not drink tea near me. No glass, nothing. I was like, don't do that to me.
Somebody be like.
Okay. So last question. What is the place that Rose's mom like hypnotized them to? Like when they're
I'm so sorry, y'all. It's Saturday.
It's okay.
Mowing the lawn, but as long as you can sit, they'll still be there.
If you can't, we'll just have like a little caption. Yeah, there you go. So where do they go? Like where does Chris go when like once the tea like ding, ding.
He sinks into the sunken place.
Period.
Sunken place, yeah.
There you go. Okay, so you did a good job. Okay.
I was gonna say that's the main part of the movie. If I don't remember that, did I really watch it?
Yeah. All right, so round 2. So in this game, I'm gonna give you a couple pictures of the characters, and you're gonna guess who they are. And yeah, okay. So first picture, who that?
I know that's the crazy brother. I just forgot his name. The one I was walling throughout the movie. I still forgot his name. Damn.
Well, yeah, he is the brother. His name is Jeremy.
Jeremy, okay.
Like the quote-unquote redneck of the film.
The redneck of the film.
Crazy ass motherfucker.
Yeah, nah, he Yeah, he definitely represents the more aggressive microaggressions.
Yeah.
It was just flat out. He just did not like. Yeah.
That motherfucker ugly. Like, I could not
Yeah,
stand him at all.
he definitely had issues too. You could tell, like mentally and stuff like that.
No,
too.
yeah. Because
It was more so. It was like emotional, and it was just emotional instability.
yeah, the mommy that known that, you know, she was very manipulative with him a lot.
Yeah, and I think it's because they knew that he had a lot of issues.
He does, and compared to Rose, who was like more of like the leader instead of him. So
Yeah,
he had a lot of, I guess, like, I don't know. It just, I guess he was the one child that honestly was not given a love to, or like with all these issues, especially with this type of like.
I mean, what did he really help the family with too? With that whole process and the system they were trying to do in their community. Rose was the main one that was bringing people in.
Yeah, and
what was his role? And I feel like he was kind of pushed to the side by
his role was to kind of like help his dad, put them into like that surgery table and everything.
Yeah,
he did the physical work. Yeah, so he didn't really do much, but he did the physical work.
But would you think that the physical work fucked him up in the head more? Because think about it, Rose didn't really do the physical work. She just did the manipulation, the mental manipulation part.
Yeah,
he did the physical work. So I feel like that's what messed him up in the head a lot more.
Yeah, for a fact, because I don't know, what was his issue, or like not issue, but his he had like a fascination about what's his name, Chris's like build and how he could fight someone because how big and strong he looks like, and you know.
I think it's like that whole masculine, I'm better than you, I have more power, and I think it also shows intimidation. He was intimidated by Chris. I think that he's intimidated by black men.
Yeah, because he really wanted to fight him, but he was
he was just like, no, I don't feel comfortable with that, and he was like, he wanted to prove himself.
And like, because he knows, like, if he lays one finger on a white man, boom.
Oh yeah, definitely, exactly.
Yeah. Alrighty. So second person, guess who that person is?
Lakeith Stanfield. I forgot, like, the specific. Did they even mention it? Like the real in the movie, like the man that they abducted. Name?
Yeah.
What was it? I forgot.
His name is Andre. I forgot his full name, but his name is Andre. Of course, he was the first person, the first scene, that crazy wild scene.
Creepy in the suburbs, man. Yeah. I can tell you stories. Me and my friends in high school, we would always crack jokes about like how the suburbs is more scary than the ghetto.
It really is.
It really is, because you can't expect, because we're not, I mean, I grew up between the suburbs and the hood. So like, I mean, I live in a nice hill, but I'm literally like, Hilden is right in the middle of North Hilden, and Wayne, which is like suburbs, and then I'm right next to Patterson.
Yeah.
But yeah, suburbs was always a thing for like us as kids. Like, yeah, it's creepy. You don't know who's gonna come out of the shadows, the woods.
Like, I live right next to Passaic, like literally the border of Passaic, and it's weird because I think one time I went to my coworker's house for like a bonfire, and she lives in the rich white neighborhood, and we were putting like, I think my friend and I, we were driving there, and we had like Dembo or something, and we were like, we need to tone this shit down.
Yeah, we gotta tone it down.
Yeah, this is not the place before they call the cops on us for having loud music.
No,
and they be staring too.
They stare.
Like, they never heard
in the suburbs
before.
People stare hard.
They do.
In the hood, they mind their business.
Like, they be like, okay.
Yeah, but in the suburbs, they stare. It's creepy. So that first scene, very great way to start the movie and add that creepy feeling to it. It's like gut-wrenching, like, what is going to happen?
Because something's going to happen.
Something's going to happen, and it's just...
It's
oof,
a minute.
Man. Very creepy, very creepy. They did really well with that. Jordan Peele, he did really well with that.
He did. All right, so the last one.
The grandpa. The grandpa that took over...
I think his name is Walter.
Walter, yes.
Yeah, the big dude.
The grandpa.
That's weird. That's really weird. Like, when I figured out, when there's like scenes like, you go get him, grandpa, and like he starts running to Chris.
I just don't, but why did they make them like servants of the house?
Right? Like, you think like, okay, if I'm gonna change to a different body, like let me have like, travel, do shit. Like, no, just stay in the house and do whatever. Like, what a servant does.
Like, work and stuff like that.
That's weird.
But I think that represents something. I just never was able to put like my finger on it, but I feel like it's kind of like I think it has a lot to do with like old age.
That's true.
and how, but I also think that they wanted to use them as coys for whenever they manipulated black men into, you know, the community, they wanted to kind of like use them as coys, like, oh, if you're a specific complexion, white, you will live good, but look at the people that work for us, they're black.
Yeah.
And they're, you know, serving the house and being maids.
That's true.
So I think it's a way to kind of like also intimidate whoever Rose brought in.
Yeah. Because it's like questionable, especially
very
like,
questionable.
Oh, look, another black man. Like, he's like, you know, trying to introduce himself. He gets like the punch and he tries to shake his hand. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Odd. All right. So, bonus round.
Bonus round.
Bonus over. So, when, you know, there's like, when Chris, they take him captive, you know, there's 3 phases or 3 stages that they do where they take the black man or black woman and transform them into the white body. It's the white man body. Just like how, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of hard to explain if you haven't watched the movie. It's kind of weird. But there's 3 phases of how, you know, they would change from the mental part to the physical body. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
The mental to the physical.
Yeah.
What are the processes for that?
Yeah, there's like 3 steps. Where like the blind man told Chris when he was in that room, remember?
Yeah, oh my gosh. I keep forgetting. Manipulation? The first one?
Fuck, I don't even remember. But yes, it's like, well, not manipulation. It's the T.
Hypnosis.
There you go.
Hypnosis.
Yep.
Then it's consultation, right?
Yep.
When the guy, the blind man, the blind photographer meets... Was he a photographer too?
Yeah.
He meets with a family consultation. And then the actual surgery.
Oh, you got
replacing the brain.
Yeah. Yeah, period. All right, so you got it. You got it all.
Thank you. What do I win?
I'll go to Star.
Thank you. I'll take it.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being
here. Thank you for having me.
TV episode. So yeah, guys, make sure to follow at @LoveForHorror_ on Instagram. Check out any new blogs, posts on the website and social media platform. And yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
Whoop, whoop.